Welcome everyone back to the channel. As you can probably see now, I've got a buddy with me today, so if he pops in or out, hey, easy. If he pops in or out of the video, don't worry, he's supposed to be here. He's just having a good old time. Anyway, what we're going to talk about today is what happens when you make a bad shot. I'll give you a little bit of background. So I had a nice buck come into 21 yards and got full draw on him. And I stopped him with a bleat, and as I pulled the trigger on my release, he took a step. So I went from looking like a perfect shot, and I saw the deer move and my pin stay steady. I watched the arrow go, and it hit him about mid-body. And I went, uh-oh, that's not a good hit. Of course, watched the deer very closely. Tail tucked down, head went down, immediately began dragging his feet. Obviously, it hurt. Got a full pass through with the arrow, and about 70, 80 yards away from the stand, he bedded down. So I waited a full hour. He stayed in that bed for that full hour, and then I backed out. I did check my arrow, and my arrow confirmed what I had suspected. I'm sure the camera won't pick this up, but that Vendetta, actually that's upside down for you. That Vendetta is supposed to be white. It is more of a chocolate brown. There's very little blood in that. What that told me was very much a stomach shot. So I shot this deer in the gut, backed out, waited 4 hours on the shot, or after the shot, after exiting the stand, and then came back, went to that first bed, directly to that first bed. Deer was not in that bed. I checked the bed and there was only a couple drops of blood in it. Kind of followed the trail again. He bedded down another 40 yards away and there was no blood in that second bed. I did find where he got up out of that bed, and I tracked him for another couple hundred yards until he hit a main trail, and then I lost him there. But previous to that, I did go back and look at the arrow again, and yep, it was purely a stomach hit. I was hoping that there would be a little bit of liver in there. There was no liver, and I spent the rest of the day just kind of grid searching, looking for him. Anyway, I did not find the deer, and that sucks. When talking to some more, I'll say achieved, or I'll call them more experienced. That's a better word. Bow hunters, they said, if you hunt long enough, you're eventually going to have a shot where you don't recover the deer, and it's going to suck. The choice that you have is that you can do everything in your power to try and recover that deer. And I believe we did everything in our power to try and recover this deer. We let him lay. We didn't push him. We confirmed where the hit was. We tracked as good as we could. And we, even after we lost him, we continued looking for a hope that we could find him. And, I think that is important to talk about. I think that's also important to say, not a lot of people post a video on, hey, I lost this deer, or hey, I made a bad shot. Oftentimes you just see the absolute 10 rings, they put it in right in the pocket, and that is absolutely phenomenal. That is what we always want. That is what we always are seeking, but it doesn't always happen that way. So I'm posting this video not as a woe is me, not as a don't feel bad for me. It's as a, if you hunt long enough, it's going to happen to you. And your choice in the matter is your reaction to that bad shot. You can say, I made a bad shot. I don't think the deer is going to die and not look for him. That's your choice. You can do what we did was we said, yep, we think we have a marginal hit. Let's let the deer bed down, let the deer, get really comfortable, and hopefully let him bleed out, and then track from there. So we waited an appropriate amount of time. We went back to the last place that we saw him. We found his bed, and we tracked him until we lost him, and then we grid searched and didn't find any more sign of him. So that is what you can do when you have these marginal hits. I could have called a dog tracker. I didn't have any points of contact in my area, but at the same point in time. I don't know if they would have found anything. There was so little blood and so little matter for the dog to really pick up on. But anyway, that is what we can do. And we can shoot the best setups that we had. This setup zipped right through that deer. With where it was hit, I didn't hit any bone or anything like that. I didn't have a spine shot. So I think any arrow would have gone through the deer. This broadhead zipped right through and then buried into the ground on the other side of the deer like that. So had plenty of energy, had plenty of zip, didn't experience a whole lot of slowing down going through the deer. So, and the arrow flew true. The arrow flew perfect flight. It wasn't like I got a broadhead that was going, I'm going to point this at you, don't worry, it's not going to poke you. I didn't have a broadhead, flying like this and hit a deer sideways. I watched that broadhead, it flew perfect, right to where I had my pin at, and it was just unfortunate that the deer took a step forward and made it a marginal hit. So lots of learning points for me on that way, and I'll just reiterate this point one more time, and then I'll let you guys go. It's bad shots happen. It's our reaction to them and how we deal with them that, is our choice in the matter. So with that, hope everyone's having a great season so far. We're about midway through what I would call the season right now. And there's Buddy. We're about midway through the season right now. If you've had success, make sure you comment on it and tell me what you got and what you got them with. And if you're still out there, there's still plenty of time to go ahead and execute that shot. And anyways, thank you all very much for watching to the end. And if you want to see more of this content, make sure you like and subscribe. Take care. Bye.